So I'm in my office, but I didn't do my eyeshadow because I only had like 15 minutes to get ready by the time I got here. So I'm gonna do it really quickly. Um, I am going to use the Mini Star palette from Natasha Denona. Does anyone have this palette? I hear no one talking about it. And I'm going to tell you a story. So I'm going to keep it quick. I went ahead and used the Smashbox and Becca under eye brightening corrector in the shade dark just to prime my eyes. You would think I know the name of it since I use it consistently. Anyway, see now how so many people these days, or it seems like so many people these days, I'm gonna go into the shimmer shade here that's called Bellatrix. So many people these days are being caught out for impersonating like doctors, psychiatrists, psychologists, surgeons, like the one I told you about who's been performing like sensitive operations on men's stuff. Now, let me tell you about Brian in Kenya, okay? Because, yeah. So, Brian, he was admitted to the bar in Kenya in 2022. So, not that long ago, 2 years ago. And I guess lawyers are in Kenya, they're added to like an advocate thing where you can log in and do something or another and get your certificate to practice. But Brian didn't need it apparently because he was working at the Attorney General's office. So for some reason, I guess he didn't need the certificate to practice. But in 2024, like last month, September, for some reason, Brian decided that he was going to go ahead and get his certificate. I didn't say why or how or whatever. So Brian goes to log in and realizes that he can't log in. You know, when it's like login details are incorrect or whatever, and then you have to jump through hoops and try to remember your best friend from kindergarten's name, and then the day that your dad met your mother, like all this stuff, all the questions you have to ask in order for them to like reset everything, right? So he gets it reset and he logs in, he updates his profile picture and all that jazz, and he applies for his certificate to practice. Lo and behold, Brian gets arrested. And he gets arrested for impersonating a lawyer. Here's the thing, I'm talking about two different Brians. So, Brian 1 is the one who was admitted to the bar, right? And in 2022, and he went in September to log into the thing, get his certificate to practice. But because he like did all that, and they were like, "What's going on? Like, why do you need to redo all of this? Like, we gave you the information before." So they get him all set up again. And then Brian 2, the second Brian, he was the one who was arrested. Now, their names are almost identical. So let's say it's like Brian David Thomas. Then the other person is Brian David Jamis. Okay? So super very very much similar. So the like rapid response team for action of Nairobi, Kenya, I'm not sure that that's the entire name, but they go ahead and they nab Brian too. Get a brush. They nab Brian too, and they're like, buddy, what you doing? Like, you not a lawyer. What's happening? Right? But I wrote it down because they had noticed that someone had tampered with Brian One's account, right? So they arrest Brian too, and now he's being charged, I think, for impersonating a lawyer. But here's the thing, like, people are actually impressed And there's like a Kenyan tycoon who is willing to pay his bail. The reason being, Brian too is an excellent lawyer. Okay, Brian too has had 26 cases and he's won all of them, every last one. So I don't know. Like, I don't like when people impersonate people, right? I don't want you to impersonate a surgeon, a lawyer, anyone. I don't want you to impersonate them. I'm gonna go in with this shade here. So this is gonna be a fairly simple look. And I'm rushing because I have like 4 minutes. So yeah, not a fan of people impersonating, but here's the thing. He impersonated and did well, right? He ain't hurt nobody. He literally won all 26 of his cases. And he's gone in front of the for real judges. I guess ain't nobody asking many questions. If you coming in the courtroom, I guess that means you are licensed to practice. And people are like, well, yes, like it's a great track record. It seems like he better than Brian One. Brian One ain't even got a certificate to practice. Okay. So now we're just waiting to see what's gonna happen. Because I don't know. They're calling him the real life Mike Ross from Suits. Did you ever watch that show where home dude gets a job in a law office and didn't even go to law school? But I think he was, I haven't watched it in so long. I think he was like smart or something. Um and that's where my high school peer, Meghan Markle, like she was on that show. So let me know what you think. How much trouble should Brian 2 get in? How do we feel about him like being in the courthouse winning these cases? I'm wondering, how did he convince people? Like, where was his office? Did he have an office? Like, how he And so here's the thing. Did he just go in and just be like, whose name looks the most similar to mine? Like, I really want to know his thought process. Like, where you come up with this, Brian? How you I cannot. But I'm kind of like, I wouldn't mind having Brian as my legal representation. I wonder who's going to represent him now. I I mean, is he going to represent himself? It seems like he's fairly good at his job. I don't know. He has a good track record. I probably wouldn't feel this way if he hadn't done well, but he has. He has, so I don't know. Is it wrong? Well, yes, it's wrong. Arguably, it's probably a little unethical. Oh, but you know what? Would that mean that the people who won their cases, are they going to have to go back to court? Will they though? Like, it was their legal representation. So I don't know. I really don't know. Do you have to be like a for real lawyer to lawyer in the courtroom? You because if not, I'm not mad at it. Am I? I don't know. Because I certainly wouldn't want someone impersonating a psychologist. Because I had to go get a degree, right? You should have to go get one too. Understand? So let me know what you think about Brian 2. Because Brian 2 seemed a little bit more capable than Brian 1. Somebody needs to hire the real life Mike Ross. Anyway, I hope that some of this was helpful, and I also hope you're continuing to take care of yourself. Let me know what you think. I think I would probably hire Brian too. I would love it if you like the video, and I would love it even more if you subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.